my channel. Well, today we are going to solve one more interesting problem from Codechef, which is called Primality test. Let's begin this by reading the problem. Problem is all about there are two persons, Alice and Bob, are meeting after a long time. As usual, they love to play some math games. This time, Alice takes the call and decides the game. The game is very simple. Alice says out an integer and Bob has to say whether the number is prime or not. Bob, as usual, knows the logic, but since Alice doesn't give Bob much time to think, so Bob decides to write a computer program. Help Bob accomplish this task by writing a computer program which will calculate whether the number is prime or not. Okay, by reading this problem, we understood that we are going to check whether the given number is prime or not. Coming to the input, the first line of the input contains an integer t, where t is nothing but the number of test cases, and t lines follow. Each of the next t lines contains an integer n, which has to be tested for primality. Okay. Output. For each test case, output in a separate line, yes if the number is prime, else no. Okay, all we need to do is to print yes if the given number is prime and print no if the given number is not prime. Coming to the constraints, t ranges from 1 to 20 and n ranges from 1 to 10 power 5. Coming to the input, in the first line we have test case. So the test case value is 5, means we are going to take 5 times the input from the user. We are going to check whether the given numbers are prime or not. If the numbers are prime, we are going to print yes. If the numbers are not prime, then we are going to print no. So if you observe in the first input, the number is 23, which is a prime. So the output will be yes. Second input 13. It is prime, so output will be yes. Third number 20, it is not a prime number, the output will be no. And the fourth number is no, and fifth number is also prime, so the output will be yes. So this is what we are going to do. But the thing is, here we have to find whether the given number is prime or not. So for that, we have to figure out the logic. How are we going to check whether the given number is prime or not? What is the logic? So that's what we are going to do in the next few minutes. Okay, what is a prime number actually? A prime number is nothing but the number which has only two factors, and those two factors are nothing but the number itself and the another factor will be 1. So the number which has 1 and itself as factors are considered as prime numbers. So we are going to check whether the number has just two factors or more than 2. How are we going to do that? Okay, if you observe here, we have n, where n is nothing but the input, and there is a I, and there is n mod I, and there is count plus equal to 1, means count equal to count plus 1. If the number has only two factors, 1 and itself, then we are going to consider it as prime number. You will understand that in a bit, okay? In the first attempt, for example, let us take a number called 5, as everyone knows that 5 is a prime number. How we are saying that 5 is a prime number? We are saying by considering the two factors of 5, which are nothing but 1 and 5. We just have only 1 and we just have only 5. We don't have any other factors other than that. So we are considering 5 as a prime number. So if you take in the first attempt, for example, n value is 5, and now we are going to check whether the given number is prime or not by taking I value as 1 to 5. It will increase from 1 to 5, and each and every attempt we are checking, and if the number is divisible by that particular number, then we are going to increment count by 1. You will understand in a bit. Okay, in the first attempt I value is 1. So if we do 5 mod 1, we will get 0 obviously, because 5 is divisible by 1. So the count value will be 1. So if n mod I equal to 0, we are incrementing count by 1. Okay, in the second attempt, now if we do 5 mod 2, what will be the output? The remainder will be 1. So in this case, we can consider that 5 is not divisible by 2, so the count will not get incremented at that time. So it will don't have anything. And now the I value is 3, and if we divide 5 by 3, the remainder will be 2. So we are not going to increment the count by 1 because the remainder is not 0. And if we take I value as 4, now if we divide, we'll get the remainder 1. So even in this case, count will not get incremented. And now at this case, 5 is divisible by 5, and now the remainder will be 0, and this time count will get incremented by 1, and the total of count is 2. So If count is 2, we can say that the number is a prime number, right? So what are we going to do is, we are going to check whether the given number is prime or not by taking a loop in which we are taking 1 to the given number. So we are checking from 1 to 5. For example, here n value is 1. From 1 to 5, we are checking each and every number is divisible by it or not, and we are going to count it. So if the count is 2, the given number is prime. If the count is not 2, then the given number is not prime. If we consider a non-prime number, for example 4 is not a prime number. So if we follow the same logic, for example, initially I value will be 1. So 4 mod 1 will be 0. Count will get incremented by 1. And now I value becomes 2 and 4 mod 2 will be 0, and this time count value incremented by 1. I value 3. In this case 4 is not divisible by 3, so the count will be 1. So here count value will not get incremented. And now I value is 4, and in this case 4 is divisible by 4, so we'll get 0 and count is incremented by 1. And this time if you observe, the total of count is 3, which is greater than 2. So 4 is not a prime number. So in this way we are going to figure out the logic. Now let's write code for this particular logic. Coming to the coding part, in the first line we'll take test case as input. So test case equal to end of input. So for each test case line we have to take input, right? So for underscore in range of test case, we are going to take n equal to end of input. Now for I in range of 1 comma n plus 1 means, for example, if n value is 5, then I ranges from 1 to 6, because 6 is not considered into this loop. Okay, so that's why we have to give n plus 1. For n range of 1 comma n plus 1, what are we going to do? Actually we have to take count initially 0, right? So count equal to 0, and now if n mod I equal to 0, count plus equal to 1. That's it. Now print count. I hope it works. Let's see. Yeah, it's working. So if count equal to 2, print, what are we going to print? Yes, okay. Print yes, else print no. Okay, let's modify this. Print yes if else no. Yeah, let's submit this. Yeah, it's done. So if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can ping me on Instagram, or you can comment me on YouTube, or you can even mail me to my official mail, girlcoderimpressive@gmail.com. And if you like the video, then hit that cute little like button, because that motivates me to make more interesting technical stuff for you. And if you are new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you'll never miss an update from me. Thank you.